Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review YouTube channel. My name is Paul. Thank you very much for tuning into the video today. A few stories to go through, some very interesting, and of course, our old manager's at it again, which is all over social media, so I just thought I'd mention that and see what he had to say this time. Praising Mike Ashley. Would you believe it? But anyway, if you do enjoy today's show, guys, please do give it the thumbs up. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will also let you know when we schedule in all our live shows or we upload any future videos such as this one. So thank you very much for that. Right. Let's get started straight away. And Leeds United have stepped forward and said that they may well be interested in signing Sean Longstaff at the end of the season, as long as they make it back into the Premier League. Now, the way it's going, Leeds are playing very, very well at the minute and are heading back to the Premier League. I have no doubt that Leeds will finish in the top two in the Championship this season. But a great fan base, very similar to ours, very hard working, very passionate. And I'd love to see Leeds back in the Premier League. I really would. I think it's where they belong. But Sean Longstaff are interested in them. Now, the fee is in a region of around 15 million quid that they're talking about. So, you know, be the judge of that yourselves if you think that is worth it. Personally, I think I do, because he had a very slow start to this season, remember, and then he got slightly better, and then he's got worse, and then even worse. So, for me, £15 million, I'd snap the hands off for Sean Longstaff. Gone are the days, of course, a few years back when he was linked with Man United for 40-odd million quid. Those days are long gone, guys. Very much so. So, for me, I'd snap the hands off for 15 million quid. Of course, it gets the wages off the books as well, and we can put it towards a new signing. Now, whether you think Sean Longstaff is good enough or not, we have to look logically at this. Is Sean Longstaff really going to take us to that next level that Newcastle United need to be? No, he's not. And I think if he was going to be, he would have proved it by now. But the fact is, he's got to a certain level and dropped off again. Now, yes, Newcastle United came out last week and said that he was having injections for an ankle injury. So that begs the question, why on earth is he still playing on that pitch? Because Livramento picks up an ankle injury and he's out of the squad completely. So I don't understand what's going on there. Livramento has gone away with the England youth side. So, you know, it couldn't have been as bad as what was made out. So I don't understand why he's getting these injections week in, week out to get him on the pitch. Because for me, we have other players now available that can do that job. Lewis Miley, I know people say, oh, he's only 17. He's been played a lot. You know, Bellingham was played a lot at 17. Now, I'm not comparing the two in quality-wise, but you know what? If you're good enough, you're old enough. 17-year-old, you're fit as a fiddle, let's be honest, and you can run around for as long as you want. Now, with regards to Longstaff going to Leeds, I don't think I'd be disappointed to see the back of Sean Longstaff, to be honest. I think we need better players in to take us to the next level. There was talk about maybe he's good enough to be a squad player in the future. I don't think so. I really don't. However, that's for Newcastle United to judge if there is a bid comes in. But it is on the proviso that Leeds United finish in the top two positions and return to the Premier League next season, which I think they will do. And it'd be good to have them back. Now, another man that is, rumoured to be off at the end of the season is, of course, Bruno. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this and the photo that was snapped of him at the end of the Manchester City game at the weekend, of course, getting dumped out of the FA Cup. So there's no chance of silverware this season again for Newcastle United. And it painted a very forlorn sight of Bruno, didn't it? His head was down. He put it up on social media, a message, very disappointed. So you have to say to yourselves, how long are we going to keep these players at this football club? What is going to happen? You know, people are talking about Eddie Howe out, Eddie Howe in. So that's up in the air at the minute, whether Eddie Howe's going to be part of the club next season. Only insiders will know that. And Bruno will probably seek a lot of assurances, really, about what's going to happen in the summer if he's to stay. Because, let's face it, if somebody, you know, activates that release clause, that's fine. But he doesn't have to go to that club. If they say, right, we'll pay the release clause, it's then up to Bruno whether he wants to go. So we have, as a club, we have to have a plan in place in order to say to Bruno, this is why we want you to stay. This is why we need you to stay. And give him that positivity that things are going to change next season, whereas we're going to make a good few signings in the summer. We're going to bolster the squad and we're going to give it a real go next year. Because Bruno is a winner. He will want to win things. He's 26 now. He's coming into very much the peak of his career. He will want to win trophies. And if he's not assured that at Newcastle United, or not given an opportunity to win them at Newcastle United, he will leave. And I think all Newcastle fans understand that. We know that Bruno will go elsewhere. And, you know, the likes of PSG, Real Madrid, Manchester City, they've all been linked. They're all sniffing around. And you wouldn't blame Bruno if he decided to go to one of these massive clubs. Let's be honest. Because he's got a chance of winning things in his career, which at the moment at Newcastle United seems very, very, very far away, given what's happened this season. But, you know, again, it's up to the hierarchy at Newcastle to do their job and keep Bruno, build a side around him. Tell him that we're going to build a side around him. But on the flip side, a lot of other people are saying, well, you know what, if we get 100 or 100 odd million for Bruno, that could bring 3 or 4 real quality players in to build the squad even further. So for the loss of a quality player, we can get 3 or 4 more quality players in. I don't know if I subscribe to that. I would love Bruno to stay, to be honest, because, you know, we haven't seen a midfielder like this at Newcastle United for a very, very long time. The quality is there, but he also needs that quality around him in the midfield. And at the moment, he hasn't got that quality around him. So everybody's just sort of, well, you know, why would he stay? Why on earth would he stay if he hasn't got the quality around him? And that's what we need to do. So it's a bit 50-50 at the minute. That, you know, from me, you know, as a fan, I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, it's 50-50 as to whether Bruno stays or he goes. I'd be gutted if he went. But then I can see the logical side to it, to get some money back on the FFP and be able to buy, you know, 3 or 4 quality players. But we'll see what happens come the summer, I guess, on that one. Now, finally, Steve Bruce. Yes, I know. Everybody's going to say, what are you bringing him up for? He's irrelevant now and all of this. Yes, he is irrelevant. Very much so. He's long gone in the Newcastle United history. However, the guy keeps on making a complete and utter tool of himself. What he's come out with, some of the quotes he's come out with in an interview, you know, I think it's Talk Sport, but he's gone mental. I think he's really started to lose the plot. The one comment that was about Mike Ashley that really got me, I'll read it out to you and I'll put it on the screen now so you can all see it and see what you make of this. We talk about FFP. The club would never be in any distress under Mike Ashley. It was a greatly run club under Mike. And I know I'm going to get slaughtered for that. The big thing is we never had a lot of money to spend. We would spend exactly what the club generated. But that was never going to be enough to be successful. Now, you can pick the bones out of many, many different things that Steve Bruce has just come out with in that quote there. A, it wasn't a greatly run club under Mike Ashley. The stadium was falling to bits. We were buying cheap players to sell on for a profit for Mike Ashley. He used Newcastle United as a cash cow. Now, yeah, we may not have been in massive debt or anything like that under Mike Ashley, but what we were is we were stale and we were going backwards and we were going to be in the Championship again. And God knows where we would be had we gone down this time, because we were dropping like a brick in the ocean very fast and no chance of coming back up. We were rotten to the core under Mike Ashley and under Steve Bruce. He was a terrible, terrible manager. Now, I don't know Steve Bruce personally. I'm not going to slag him off on a personal basis. But as a football manager, he's one of the worst. And his record is there for everybody to see. This man is a multi-millionaire through getting sacked. Now, I don't know anywhere else in life that you will actually become a millionaire for losing your job on numerous occasions. It's bizarre. It really is. But we never had a lot of money to spend. Well, no, we didn't, because Mike Ashley wouldn't put his hands in his pockets and he bled Newcastle United dry. I know we weren't in debt, but the money was going to him. All that advertising around the stadium, etc., it was a cash cow for his business. And we all know that. You know, we Newcastle United fans were not stupid. We could see what was going on. So for Bruce again to come out and try and defend Mike Ashley and try and defend himself, saying that we couldn't be successful because we couldn't spend any money. Steve Bruce had some very good players at that club. Maybe not all of them, of course not, but he had some very, very good players there. And he failed with them. He failed because he couldn't manage players. Look at what's happened since Eddie Howe come in with the likes of Joe Linton, etc. Jamal Lascelles. They've really, really improved. Joe Linton, one of the best midfielders in the country now, by a country mile. Pardon the pun. So Steve Bruce, again, is trying to bring Newcastle United down and get all his pundit friends on his side again, saying how roughly he was treated at Newcastle United by the fans, etc. He's already kicked off about Amanda's quote, made Amanda come out and apologise. It's all bollocks. Steve Bruce is playing the victim again. And how many times does he have to do this? He's long gone now. It's nearly 3 years? Something like that. He's long gone. I can't stand the bloke. I really can't abide the bloke because he just wants to keep blaming everyone else around him but himself. And that for me is the sign of a man who just is in denial that he's such a poor football manager. You know, we get called armchair managers and stuff like that for having our opinion on the football club. But Steve Bruce, you know, I know for a fact that some people could do way better than him who aren't even involved in football. You know, loads of people on Football Manager could probably do better than Steve Bruce. Let's be honest here. You know, so I'm really, you know, I know we shouldn't be bringing Steve Bruce up anymore, but he keeps on trying to bring this club down, trying to play the victim card all the time with Newcastle. And certainly myself as a fan, I'm going to fight back, and I'm, using this YouTube media to get back out there and say, no, we as fans, we're not going to let you bring our club down. We're not going to let you talk it down and claim that Mike Ashley, everything was wonderful, because we had 15 years of shit, nothing but shit under Mike Ashley and under you, Steve Bruce. So absolutely pathetic thing to say. And once again, you've made an absolute fool of yourself. An absolute fool of yourself. You really have. But there you go. There you go, guys. That is the quick Newcastle United roundup today. Of course, it's international break. If you are watching this on Tuesday afternoon, we've got the second part of our transfer shows tonight. So join us for that at 7 p.m. And don't forget, tomorrow night is the first show in the new series we're doing, How Are the Lasses, where we'll be covering the women's team every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock with myself and Sam. We've got a great guest coming on as well, Aaron. She commentates on Newcastle ladies team at the moment, but she has a fantastic story as well, a background, which you'll be really intrigued. So that's coming up at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So lots of stuff coming up on the Toon Review, guys. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. And also the notification bell so you never miss anything, a live show and upload or any news coming from the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button when you finish watching. It really does help the channel, guys. I can't state it enough how much the likes do help. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care.